Welcome to New Light Living Podcast. I'm Ulrika Sullivan. I'm an intuitive spiritual life coach. Today's topic is so exciting because the difference that it can make when we are filling our lives with creative inspiration, it can unlock your true self. And that is what we're going to talk about today. Because in this episode, we are exploring something that many of us adults have really gotten away from or lost on in our way of living life, and that is creativity and inspiration. So in a world of templates and ways to do things, and ways we have always done things, we've kind of lost the creative spark. Many of us have done that. And if you are someone that is not really feeling alive, not feeling connected or present in your life, this episode is for you. And I just want to say something here that we're not talking about creatives such as artists, musicians, and that traditionally have creative lives. What we're talking about here is that inner spark within you that you have that is a creative life force. That's what we're talking about here. It's an energy of creativity like the one we had when we were little kids, and that unbounded way of approaching things, that unrestricted energy of curiosity, if you will, without judgment, without any assumptions or interpretations of the present moment or now, or the past or the future. It's that innocence and that pure energy of creativity, the life force that we all have within us, but we may have put it over there because we have responsibilities, we had things we had to do, or things we were told to do. But now in this episode, I'm encouraging you to call that energy of creativity and inspiration back into your life. Because I remember, must be a few years ago now, I had an idea of doing something that I hadn't done in a while. And I ended up signing up for a creative workshop. And I was like, I don't know, I'm not creative. I can't paint. I can't, do all of these things. But there was something in me that said, sign up for this workshop because you're about to get a taste of your own life force. My subconscious told me that, and I didn't know at the time, but that's what happened. And my experience with this workshop was completely taking me back to living free. And we all know how living free feels because we've all been children in the past. And that energy is still within us. So whatever I did at that workshop, whether it was sitting in a drumming circle or creative artistry through painting and sculpture or whatever it was, which was all part of this, it was an experience of tapping into that life force, that creative inspiration. And that was so freeing. And I want that for you as well. Because what happens when we do that, we tap into our natural talents and gifts. And it is in that state when we feel creative, free, unbounded, that we are in our essence, if you will. So why does this matter? Why am I bringing up this topic today? To inspire you to bring more creativity and inspiration as an energy into your life today. I feel that if you are someone that is not sure what's next for you in life, or you may have a career choice to make and don't know what's next in your career, or in relationships, you may not feel that you have great relationships or friends at this time. One way of calling in the right relationships for you, calling in the right career for you, calling in the right next step for you is to tap into that inspiration and creativity. That's why it matters. And unless you do that, you're not unlocking that energy that is your life force, your essence. So let me ask you a question. How are you creative today? And I'm not talking about, how well you paint a painting, or how well you can write a book. I'm talking about this energy that makes you feel bubbly, that energy that makes you feel just smile. That's the energy that we're after here. And so sit with a few minutes to call back a moment in your life when you felt this unbounded energy, that inner power, that happiness, and see if you can identify what it was about you at that time that you can call back on now, today. And on this journey of calling it back into your life, you may have to let go of some limiting beliefs, or even identify what is it that I'm thinking? What is my belief around myself that is getting in the way of me being in this inspiration and creativity of myself? And also, I come across some assumptions that you're making about yourself, such as I don't do that, or nobody in my family has done that, or anything that feels like a block, or in a way that you're telling yourself that you can't. So watch out for that, because what if you could be the first one in your family doing something because it's you? And that's, a big deal, a big deal. Another gateway or tool you can use is, when last in your life did you feel a sense of awe? It could be when you have been in a landscape, like a view in nature, sometimes can call on that sense of awe within ourselves, or an experience with somebody else that just was in awe. For example, when we meet the newborn child, that's the energy we're after, because that activates that life force in ourselves, or a young child. When we spend time with that energy around us, and go back to think of, what was it that was unlocked in you when you felt that awe feeling? It's worth to kind of go back in your experience and remember that, because you can bring it back. You can always bring it back to now. Even though the expression of that feeling, that energy may be different now, it might not come out in the same situation. It is there. So how can you make more space in your life to rekindle that spark of creativity and inspiration? And you'll be surprised how it unlocks what you are today, your talents, your gifts, your opportunities, just by calling on that energy. And if you want more inspiration, I recommend to go back to one of the episodes that I did on getting out of the comfort zone. I'll link it in the description box below, and that will give you also some more inspiration to get out of the comfort zone, what you've always done, tap into that creative spark of you, that life force that is you. And Great experience, I hope. I also explore this topic further in my book, in chapter 7 of my book, Wisdom Beyond What You Know: How to Shift from Being Driven by the Mind to Living from the Heart and Intuition. And if you're curious, you can go and download the first 30 pages of the book. If you go to wisdombeyondbook.com, or you can also go to my website, ulrikasullivan.com, and get to know me a little better there. So thank you for being part of this episode today and listening all this way to New Light Living Podcast. I will be back soon with another episode. Bye.